talk about Esper Resonance. Resonance with an Esper is key to victory in PvP and in high-end content, and it's something that you should be building. If you haven't already been doing it, you've probably been doing it without even knowing, if you're relatively new to the game. I'm in a lot of forums, Facebook, other social media, and I see a lot of people still asking about what's the best way to get this, what is it, what does it do, so on and so forth. So I'm going to run you through all the major aspects of it. First of all, let's take a look at the Espers, and I'm going to focus around Odin for this one just because he's my favorite, and what he brings to the table with different units that I have that I've built it up with, and then I'll walk you through how to build it up and its application per level, things like that. So clicking on degree of resonance is going to show you how well he synergizes, if you will, with specific units. So right now he's got a level 10 out of level 10 with Ketone and Orlandu. Alright, this is a 100% stat share, which means of all of Odin's stats over here on the left hand side, I get 100% of them while he is placed on Ketone and Orlandu. I'm building it up on Stern right now, and I put it on her for an example, and I'm actually going to do this later on in the video for you as well. But just to take a look at how much value is in this of building these stats. So we're going to take a look at, here are Odin's base stats. This is his base stats. Remember the 75 attack. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take a look at, let's just throw a new formation together here. Let's take a look at empty party. Let's throw Orlandu here, and we're going to put, let's take a look at him right here. Alright, so HP, attack, magic, agility, so on and so forth. This is with nothing equipped. I am getting benefits from the guild statues and some of the equipment that I have on, but you can see there is no Esper effect gain whatsoever. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take Odin, since I have that maxed out resonance with, throw it on there, and you can see the gain that I pick up from this. Now you'll notice that Odin has a attack of 75, but when I placed him on here, it went up by 94. I think it was 94. Let's take him off and see. Yeah, so 94 increase. Alright, reason for that is if we take a look at Odin's skill tree, he also has in there somewhere a 5% attack up and a 2% attack up. So it's 7% increase on top of the raw stat increase that he gives. Okay, so let's do a quick little breakdown of this. Here is Odin's stats as you just saw them at level 65. This is how much your character is going to gain or pick up from him at different levels of resonance. So level 1 of 748 HP that you could be getting, you're only getting 74.8. Tactical points, active points, dexterity, and attack. So of the 75 you could be throwing on top of your character, you're only getting 7.5. So best case scenario obviously is that you take an Esper and you leave it on one unit until you get that resonance up to 100%. Okay, so with this 7% attack buff, and we'll talk about some of this other stuff later on, but with this 7% attack buff, his raw attack, and then Orlandu's base stats, we'll just see how this kind of all meshes together, right? So Orlandu has a base of 281. This doesn't include the statues and things that you saw in the picture. This is just his base attack, 281. 7% increase to this value coming from his skill tree is 20. So it's a raw 20 attack increase. Plus his 75 raw bonus from Odin's attack. This plus this tacked on top of this gives you 376. This is with a 100% resonant. Okay, so 75. So if I took a 10% resonance, 7.5. Let's just throw this in here real quick. So put the 7.5. So from 370 something to 308, which is a pretty hefty difference, simply just by having a low level of resonance. Okay, so now that we know what resonance is and how to get it, let's take a look at a couple of ways that we can do it really quickly. Alright, so just as an example, I have Ketone here, and I put an Esper on here on her, sorry, that I know she doesn't have high resonance with. So she has a level 1, and out of 100 she has to go 98 more in order to get 1 level of resonance. Alright, so this value right here, this 98, starts at 100 and then ticks down to 0, and once it reaches 0 you gain a level. How you knock these down is by completing quests. Okay, so with that understanding, the fastest way to get your residence built is by knocking out quests as fast as possible. So here's my recommendation on how to do this. Now, I can already hear some people saying that this is sort of a whale move or a not free to play, but the fact of the matter is that regardless of how much energy you have, pots you got, you know, whatever whales get and whatever, you know, dolphins, however people classify them, this is still the most efficient, fastest way to do it. Okay, so there's 2 stages that I like. First of all, I like chapter number 4, scene number 2, and then good idea, which is battle number 9. Now, you want in this slot number 2, either Gilgamesh, Mediena, or Y'shtola. Reason being is they all have an ability, let's see if I can find it, that has a huge attack pattern, which is this 5 wide right here, and then 3 and then 1. This will clear this entire board of enemies in 1 shot. Now the reason you want him in the second slot is so that he doesn't have to move very far. If you have him in slot 1, he won't move far enough to hit everybody in 1 shot. The other thing you want to be careful with here is I have a lot of low-end units in here because this is how I'm leveling them up. Even with an Esper that has no resonance on her, and he's got a 78 agility with an Esper that has, let's see what their resonance is, 100%. Okay, she has an Esper with 1% and she's at 70. Okay, so you want to keep everybody slower than your initial unit, because if you don't, there's a chance that they can screw this whole thing up, and I'll show you how that works shortly. So chapter 4, scene 2, battle number 9. Let's see why I like this one real quick. So I'm going to turn my speed up off and leave ability effects on, just so you guys can see how quickly this gets done. Alright, and I'm going to time this with having animations on as well. Alright, so as soon as battle start, boom, 1 attack, gone, all gone. Quest clear, 8.8 seconds. Okay, you set this up for auto battle, auto repeat, and you have somebody that has no resonance whatsoever. You stack a bunch of energy or do whatever you got, do whatever you need to, set this thing to fire and forget. You'll come back with a ton of resonance. All right, however much energy you got divided by 6, that's how many ticks you're gonna get. All right, so if we go back to this and we take a look at her now, remembering that she initially only had 98, now she has 97. Okay, so again, every time you complete a quest, that number goes down by 1. Once it reaches 0, it resets, but your level increases, which means you've effectively gained 10% more of your Esper's stats. Okay, so let me show you how this stage can get screwed up, and this is like little things that you have to take into account when you're juggling things around. So she's a fast unit, so if I throw on her a Esper that I know she's got a good degree of resonance with, yep, 100%, and I put the wrong skill set on her, so I'm going to put, this might screw it up, I'm going to run this and I'll show you why balancing all of this stuff is important. It's not, I mean, sure, you don't have to, but it's more efficient if you dabble with it. So she's going to do this, but then she's going to move in his path of his Kontetsu, right? So now he's not going to use it. Yeah, and now this stage is going to take a minute, okay? So I'm going to speed this up and I'm going to fast forward. I'll leave animations on. But these are the little things that you're going to have to dabble with to get the most efficiency out of it. And I'm going to show you one more stage. Alright. one more stage that I like. This one is also a very quick one, but instead of one move, it's two. All right, it's the only other stage you can do in 1 or 2 moves. All right, so I guess just depending on what items you're trying to get, you're going to get these blue orbs from there, the faint memory purple on either one of these stages. But this one is chapter 3, scene 3, and reasons. Okay, so for this one, you'll want, in pretty much any slot here, you can't really screw this one up, 2 units that have that wide range attack. Just because we know they're going to use it. I'll use Yoshitola for this because I like her, so I'm going to put her here. Where is she? Crap. Alright, so this is a 2 hitter, and she actually has a cast time, but she's going to use foul. It'll be fine. So whoever's faster is going to attack the top one, and then the second fastest unit is going to come down south and kill the rest of them, essentially. So he's going to move down. I don't know why, but she's going to come down here, pop foul, and, well, whatever kills them all. Sometimes it's foul, sometimes it's fire. Alright, so that combination will do it. You can use, I'll throw Mediena in there as well. Again, it's one of those situations where if you have a unit further down the line that has more speed, they can interfere with this. So best case scenario, you just don't put Espers on, or don't put high resonance Esper on other units. This is a great way to get experience, especially during this double XP event. I've been getting a ton of experience just by setting this thing to go on the previous stage, but they'll get it done. And then again, Mediena on the chapter 4 scene 2 good ideas deal, she immediately just runs forward and pops her her limit break. You look good. All right, boom. All right, now she's in slot number 1, so I'm wondering if she'll actually move forward to. She might, if she co-side, she might be able to. Turning animations off speeds this up tremendously. Done. Alright, so it doesn't matter if you have 2 times speed, whatever. If you're trying to build resonance with somebody, get experience, get AP points, this is the best way to do it. Alright? As far as the when and where, again, the where are those 2 stages that I just listed. When is always. Okay, you always want to keep an Esper on a unit until it's maxed out. It doesn't make sense to use a unit in PvP or the end game content here that doesn't have maxed out resonance. It doesn't make sense. There's no reason for it. Okay, so I hope this summarized resonance for you guys. If you have any other questions pertaining to it, let me know in the comment section and I'll get back to you guys. Take it easy.